Hi everybody, it's Mark Shelsh here. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from Galleria de las Islas in Metro Manila, Philippines. And as you know, we are celebrating the birthday of Antonio Dr. Garcia. It's his 80th birthday and we're showing his paintings. He has 3 here of monuments in Manila and these 4 very beautiful mother and child paintings. Really touching, very nice. Well, today I want to talk about something a little different, but probably along in the same vein as we've been talking about. The young woman who is my assistant in the gallery and who picks up all the slack when I don't get things done and really is my right-hand person, has been through a very difficult time. Her residence where she lived got burnt and she lost everything, and so she's having to start again. And it really made me start to think about life, about what would we do if we had to start again. And we as artists, if you and I had to start again, what would we do differently if we had to do that? What would we change? What things would we do? Now, I say this because I think it's something that we don't think about. And you know, every day we can start again if we really want to. Unlike Rochelle, who's being forced to start again, you and I have a choice to start again when and if we choose to. So, you know, thinking about that, I thought, if I had to start again, what would I do differently? So the question that I want you to think about today is this. If you had to start your art practice right from the beginning, right now, today, what would you do differently than what you've done before? And I thought about it for me, and I've written down 5 things that I would do differently if I had to start again now. And I'm trying to implement these things anyway because I see them as so important in my life. Okay, the first thing I would do, which I didn't do enough, was that I would get involved and learn more disciplines and techniques within the art business. I look at things I see today. I always wanted to do inks, but I never did because I was too busy doing other things. And I look back now and think, I should have gone and taken time to do that. I should have taken time to go and do some pottery. I should have taken time to learn some other skills in painting that I knew I should have been in. So there are things that I would say, first up, is that if I was starting my career again, I would put a lot more time into development of my artistic career. So I would learn new techniques. I would go to workshops that are different to what the discipline I was in. So I would do all those things. So I think that's important. Think about that, guys. Now, there are things you can implement straight away today. You can go and learn new techniques and new things, learning things off people. Okay, so the second thing that I decided I would do if I was doing my career again, and I didn't do this in my career, is that I would spend a lot more money and time on personal development. Now, I didn't spend it back then. I concentrated on it when things went wrong in my life and I realized I needed to change. I have had to start again a couple of times, but the last time I started right from rock bottom again. And I realized the first thing I needed to do then was spend money and time on personal development because I realized I needed to become a better person. So if I was going back and starting my art career again, those first 2 things would be very important. Spend more money and time on learning new artistic techniques. And the second thing I would do is spend money and time on learning disciplines to improve myself. These are so important. We improve ourselves, we improve our life, and we improve our world. So those 2 things I would do. The third thing I would do that I think is so important is that I would spend more time on before show preparation. Now, as an artist, I concentrated before a show. If I was having an exhibition coming up, I would just paint and create and get everything ready and make sure my paintings were labeled properly and do all that. But more than that, where I failed and didn't put time into was letting people know about the show. Oh yeah, I contacted my friends and told them. But I didn't get out, this was pre-internet obviously, I didn't get out and letterbox the whole community. I didn't get out and make sure that every newspaper in the area knew that I was having a show. I didn't get out and make posters and put them up into every storefront that I could find. That's where I failed, and that's why I never got the numbers I should have been getting to my shows. It had nothing to do whether the work was good or bad. It had to do that I didn't promote it properly. So in this day and this age where we have internet and you have emails, you have Facebook, you have Twitter and you have Instagram, you can spend time without any trouble promoting your work very, very heavily. Now I say that again. If you have a mailing list and you're dealing with a week or 2 weeks before your show, 2 weeks before, every other day they should receive an email. On the week before the show, every day they should be receiving an email from you, a gentle reminder that your show is opening and a little message telling them about it. This is so important that we do. We should be on Facebook. We should be videoing it. We should be doing all the things that you see me do now. I didn't do them, and I think that was one of the reasons that I never got to the pinnacle that I believed I should have got to. I failed in pre-show promotion. Okay? Now, excuse me. The fourth thing that I realized that I really failed on, and you probably won't believe this, is that during the show, I didn't go up and talk to enough people. I wasn't friendly enough because I lacked the confidence to do it. I had an inferiority complex. I thought people would criticize me, and all the things that I talk about, I failed at. I was the champion at this, guys. I could make every excuse possible not to do it. I could make excuses why I didn't talk to people, to myself of course, and I didn't. But now, knowing what I know now and doing what I do now, I would make sure I walk up to every single person who comes to my show. I would give every single person my artist handout, would have my photograph in it, it would have a story about my life, a little bit about what I've sold, and some thumbnails or paintings with all my email address, my studio address, my telephone number, everything they could use to contact me in the future. I didn't do that, and it failed me big time. So friends, I'm telling you from experience. I don't tell you these things because I'm saying I did it. I know where I failed. And that's why I do what I do with you guys every day of the week, because I don't want you to make the same stupid mistakes that I made. So now, when there's a show opening in the gallery, I make sure I try to talk to every single possible person that I can. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to ignore what the fear says. You've got to ignore what other artists say. If other artists tell you not to do it, it's because they're afraid to do it. You do it. I was afraid. I admit that. It's only since I've worked on personal development and all the other things that I have today the ability to walk up and talk to any stranger. Okay, you can do that. Change it. Okay, and the last thing that I would say, number 5, is that I would work hard on after-sales service. Now, this is another area that I failed in. I was always afraid that if I kept contacting the buyers, the collectors, that they would reject me, that they'd criticize me, they'd get angry with me, they wouldn't like me. And that is a total lie. They loved hearing from me. They loved getting a letter from me. They loved meeting me in the street. They loved it if I dropped a gift off to them. I just didn't get it. And I want to tell you guys, get it and do it and get after-sales service working in your art practice. Tell people. Ring them, talk to them. They love to hear from you. They want to hear from you. They bought your paintings. So of course they're open to buying more paintings. And of course they want to hear what you're doing, because the artist's life is so romantic to people who are not artists. Now some artists get caught up in the romance and, go and waff off into the sunset. But the majority of us as artists must be very firm-footed on the ground. Let everybody else be romantic about the art business. not us. Hey guys, I hope that helps a little bit. If you had to start your art practice over again today, what would you do to make it different? Write out a list, 1 to 10, 1 to 20, whatever you do, 1 to 5. Think about it and then implement it straight away into your art practice. Okay, hey guys, have a wonderful weekend. Be creative. Do lots of wonderful creative things and enjoy what you're doing. I look forward to the day when you come and visit me here in Galleria de las Islas or in Metro Manila and enjoy the great art world that really is Asia and in the Philippines. Remember to reach out, touch people, care for people. It's so important. Hugs and smiles are free. Have a fabulous weekend and I'll talk to you again either tomorrow or Monday. Ciao.